Welcome back, everyone, to the NBA 2K25 MyNBA expansion series with the Mexico City Aztecs. We are in year 6, coming off a really awesome overtime win against the number 1 seed in the West, the Houston Rockets. 144-134. We came back in the fourth quarter, forced overtime, and then walked away with the game. 57 in this one for Cobb on 19 for 37 shooting. He was electric. He was really good and puts up a career high and season high in points, while Kylan Moore supplies a big second half of 23 and 13. And David Dennis puts up 21 and 9 on the way to the win. Despite 20-plus points from 4 different players for the Rockets. So a really big win. That will get us a full game closer to the top seed. We are now only a game and a half back, with a game between us and the Spurs and Grizzlies, who are behind us. And we did spend plenty of time last episode also talking about a potential move and trying to acquire Herb Jones, who actually just got an extension. But the Pelicans, at least so far, have not been very good this year. They are currently at 9 and 12, and things aren't looking up despite the roster being, I think, one of the better rosters in the conference here in the West. But we talked about Herb Jones, and I think I do want to actually go through with this move later this episode, because he gives you some good three-point shooting and some fantastic outside defense, which I think would really catapult us to an upper echelon team. And my plan for the episode, besides making that move, is to sim probably at least a month and get us somewhere into January, probably a couple weeks before the trade deadline and the All-Star break. And I think I either want to watch a game against Utah, get another, fresh matchup against those guys, and see how we've done between our last game against them back in the playoffs and this one, or we could watch a game against the top Eastern Conference team in the Chicago Bulls, who are 19 and 4 and have really surprised me with how they've done so far this year. De'Aaron Fox, now in Chicago, is their top scoring option. They've also got Josh Giddey, Matas Buzelis, Tyler Ryan, Gene T gets center with Jacoby Walter and Noah Clowney, and more coming off the bench. A really solid team. Didn't think they had this in them, but I guess if they are fully healthy with Kobe White and Isaiah Stewart coming back, then I think that will be a pretty big help, especially to their bench unit, but they're already pretty good. In our first game since the overtime win against the Rockets, we bludgeoned the Suns, putting up 132 points. The offense has actually been really good so far this year, averaging, I think, the second most points, only behind the Rockets, I believe, in the entire NBA, as Derek Ingram puts up 26 points for the Suns here in this game, but 29 for Cobb is enough to lead the way and get us to the win, with 6 other players scoring in double figures, and McCaw about a point short, probably one of his better games. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 for 3 from the field. I still would like to send him down, but I'm probably going to have to wait until we can at least bring Dylan Young back, which should be the next couple of games. We also take care of the Trailblazers with a 26-point win, 31-8-7 for John Cobb, with 3 stocks in there as well. Every player that played had a steal except for McCaw. Very good defense, 10 steals, 4 blocks, and 28 points, by the way, from Cam Christie. I think he has shown you that he deserves to be a starter probably, but I do think that if we can bring in Herb Jones and start Herb Jones at the 2, that would move Christie to the bench, but I think he would get a lot of minutes both behind Herb Jones and behind Dennis as the backup point guard. We would just have to change how we do our lineup with a couple of our bench players, but a really big win here, and we have won 3 in a row since that loss earlier in the week against the Raptors. And we get Dylan Young back before our next game, so we'll have to bring him back into our rotation in place of McCaw. So Young's going to come back in, but I'm also going to completely remove McCaw from the rotation and instead give Yabusele those 10 minutes of power forward instead behind Jarris Walker. And with Young back in the lineup, we keep on winning with a 24-point win against Herb Jones, who only plays 19 minutes this game. Hopefully he's not hurt because he did not foul out of the game. So I'm not sure if he's starting or not, but it looks like he probably wasn't in this game. They might be starting Trey Mann over him, at least right now. But Kylan Moore puts up 40 and 11. This might be a season high for him. And if we look, that is a season high. When did he put up 70 points? That's not real, is it? That's not real. I don't believe that. Did I miss that somewhere? There's no way that I missed that, right? I don't know. Cobb's game, by the way, from last episode is currently the highest scoring game by a player in the league this season, so that's very impressive. But 70 points, when did I miss that? Anyways, Cobb and Dennis both put up 25 or more in this game as well, and those three combine for 81 points or 91 points. That's awesome from 3 players. The win streak moves to 5 with a win against the Jazz, our toughest test since the Rockets game, as they put up 128, but we outscored them and of course had to put up more than 125 or whatever points to win the game, but we still do it. 32 for Andrew Lee, although he did miss 15 of his 26 shots, and 28 for Wendell Brown, who is now in a starting role, it looks like, this season. That's pretty awesome. Deion York, 17, 12, and 7. John Cobb, 36. Jarris Walker with a big day offensively. 19 for Moore and Sasser, 15 for Dennis and Christie. And we shoot 57% on the way to a single-digit victory. Now we've got Kibu Miller and the Kings, and this is a relatively close game. We're trying to stick around, but we're not going to be able to fight back, and the Kings end our losing streak, and they move to 1 game over 500 with the win. 39 and 7 for Khan. Nobody else puts up more than 12 points, as Moore shoots relatively poorly, as does Jarris Walker. And Miller puts up 17 points, albeit on 16 shots. Nobody was like great for the Kings, but our offense was just not playing as well as they have been in recent weeks. Make that 2 straight losses. 29 for Cobb here in the 5-point L against Detroit. 20 plus for Jarris Walker and Kylan Moore. 3 blocks for Kylan Moore, but not enough to get the win. 32 and 9 for Ivy. 27 for Asar Thompson. And we lose this one in a heavyweight matchup. Now that is a good way to bounce back, dropping 141 points against Memphis. 32 and 10 for John Moran, 16 for former Aztec Naz Reid, but 23 for Dennis and Cobb to lead the way. Christie, Walker, Dylan Young, Moore, Williams, all in double figures, with Yabusele, Sasser, and Kispert scoring well off the bench, but Sasser did not shoot very well. That's all right, though. We shoot nearly 60% on the way to the win. We trailed by 15 points after the first quarter against the Timberwolves, and now we have clawed our way back in slowly but surely. There's a minute 51 to go. We trail by a point, looking to kind of steal one here on the road. Let's jump in. Aztecs have the ball here on the road in the target center. As a foul, it's called against Markovich. It's going to be his 4th, and that will put us at the line for a pair of free throws. Kylan Moore taking the shots, knocks down the front end. He's got 24 and 10 on the night. And his charity stripe shots tie things up, but cannot put us in front. How about Kyle Filipowski, the former Duke Blue Devil, playing some big minutes now for the Minnesota Timberwolves after an early stint to start his career with Utah. Anthony Edwards can't knock down the shot, and Kylan Moore pulls down the rebounds. Inside, Jarris Walker working against Katz, who has not been traded here to New York in this universe. Dennis leaves it for Walker. Good defense by the Wolves so far. Christie rolls inside and lays it in. Not really much resistance there from Towns. And we are averaging now over 125 points per game this year with a very great offensive rating. The 3 from Edwards will put the Timberwolves back in front by a point, though. That is not their first lead, but it is still a lead. Screen comes up from Moore. Cobb thought about it, but then finds Moore on the roll instead of taking the 3. That was the right idea. Edwards guarded by Christie. Here's a real test for us right here, involving the whole Herb Jones situation that we're kind of talking about. Can we lock him down to close the game? We can't do it against Cat. He scores over Colin Moore, and it's going to be timeout Aztecs. Down by 1 again, 25 seconds left. Are we going to save for the last shot or go after one here? Cobb jams it in! Filipowski too late to help. And the blow-by works to perfection. The Timberwolves call timeout. Now they have a chance to really give us some heartbreak, which we know all too well as of late. There's no shot clock. Timberwolves have it. Ant probably wants the final shot here. Can Christie lock him down? Here it is. It's the final play. And Edwards throws it down, and he was fouled too. Kylan Moore picks up his second. And Ants might have just won the game. MVP chance for Edwards. And that's why we need Herb Jones. Because I think he does not let that happen. The free throw is good. We have no timeouts to advance. We just have to jack it up. And it's gone! Oh my God! Oh my God, he did it! Kyle walks it off! He's a hero! Holy shit! Oh my God! Him making that shot never even crossed my mind. Aztecs taking. That's right. I'm in absolute disbelief. It's been years since we have seen a shot like this go in. And the last time we saw it, it was Cobb who made it. He does it again, this time from 3/4 court. On the road. And the Timberwolves are absolutely stunned. How about that, man? Wow, that is awesome. An absolute stunner from John Cobb gets us the win by only a point. Edwards drops 26, Simons drops 23. Colin Moore leads the way for us in scoring with 26 points. And we take it. A very big win right there. The first of a back-to-back. We are approaching decision time. I'm probably going to make the move right before our showcase game, which I am thinking now is probably going to be against the Bulls. And then we'll probably just see Herb Jones's actual showcase debut and first game with the Aztecs right after we make the trade on the 13th, hopefully. And with a big third quarter, we beat the Nets by 20 points. 21 for Harrison Sally, 20 for Miles Turner, but 25 off the bench for Marcus Sasser, 24 for Dennis, both of our point guards doing a great job here scoring the ball. 21 and 10 for Moore, 21 for Dylan Young, 19, 8, and 6, and 4 steals for Cobb, stuffing the stat sheet here in this one as we shoot 51%. And how about this game in a rematch against the Rockets, a rematch of the 1 and 2 seeds as of right now in the West? We put up 158 points in regulation and absolutely destroy them. They could not contain the offense to close the last matchup, and now they can't contain us for the entirety of this one. What a win. 31 and 12 for Dennis here, 27, 6 and 6 for Cobb, and 4 stocks. 4 stocks for Kylan Moore, 27 points, with still 5 other players scoring in double figures. The offense cannot be slowed down. 24 for Frank Bauer in this one, but they only shoot 40%. We shot 56. That's awesome. Another 5-game win streak here with the win against the Clippers. 20 for Hardy, 18 for DeJounte Murray, only 13 points for Luka, and 29 for David Dennis to lead the way. Another really good win. This time we win by like 26, 28 points, somewhere in that ballpark. And we are only a half game back now from the Rockets. We are closing in on the 1 seeding fast. The win streak continues. Now a big fourth quarter gets us the win over the Cavaliers. Another good day for Dennis. Cobb with one of his worst shooting days all year long, and he also fouled out of the game too. But Dennis, couple of nice back-to-back performances, and we are all the better for it. But then the Jazz bring us back down to earth as they put up 129 points. Our defense still cannot really contain them at all. 30 and 12 for Moore. Good day for Cobb as well, shooting the ball. But 20 plus for Wendell Brown, Andrew Lee, and Wendell Carter Jr. And a really good passing day for Othello Hunter with 13 assists. And the Jazz, like usual, put up a lot of points on us. And we lose Corey Kispert once again to a sprained right knee. We win our next game against the Nuggets by 9 points. 22 for Jarris Walker, 21 for Moore, and more than 10 points for Dennis, Christie, Young, and Cobb. Nobody really taking like a high number of shots really compared to the rest of the team here. Just a good overall basketball team sharing the ball. 34 for Jokic in the losing effort though for Denver. Next game we clobber Portland despite 25 for Henderson and double-digit scoring for almost every player for the Blazers. We get the win because Christie drops 34 points and Cobb drops 36. Great offense once again. We also get Corey Kispert back to full health. I'm going to wait another week and a half to make that trade for Herb Jones. With Kispert back, we beat the Bucks by 9 points on the road. 30 points for Bones Highland. 23 for Cobb to lead us in scoring. Nice double-double from Mark Williams. And we didn't shoot the ball very well, but still played well enough to win. A lot of free throws here in this game for both teams. We beat the Hawks next, who are a very good team. They came in 31-7, and we give them their 8th loss of the year behind 26 from Dennis and 23 for Jarris Walker, who shot the ball very well in this game. Kylan Moore, 2 boards and 2 assists shy of a triple-double. Cobb, only 10 points, only took 9 shots, had 6 turnovers though, which is kind of a concern there. He's had a couple games as of late where he's not really shooting the ball as we're kind of used to from him. But if we're winning, I don't think it really matters that much. But then Denver hands us our 10th loss of the year. Despite a really good fourth quarter by us, but we had a bad third quarter, which kind of cancels that out. 29 for Cobb and 22 for Dennis. Both guys shoot 7 for 13 from the field. But 30 for Jokic, and this time the Nuggets do win with a good performance from their big man. Now we got 2 games left. They will both happen before the trade for Herb Jones, if that is even still a possible trade to make. Who knows? The Pelicans might have already given him to somebody else, but we got games against Utah, so this will be the deciding factor, I think, for this series, this season. It's been split so far. We have no more games against Utah, so we're going to simcast and see if this one comes down to the wire or not. The last 2 games have been relatively close, but not close enough to jump in late. And another back and forth battle just goes right back to that playoff series from last season, where it was only 3 points or 2 points maybe, that separated us from a win and the Jazz from losing. But we come out on top, 115-109, as John Cobb stars, putting up 34, 8, and 9. Kylan Moore took 29 shots. He was 0 for 10 from 3, and we still won the game. 31 for Brown, 25 for York. I actually forgot to change the rotations for a couple of teams that we faced. I think Portland and Utah the last couple years. Maybe the Spurs too. I forgot to change back to 10-man rotations. I usually make it 8 for the playoffs for the opponents that we have. And for the Spurs, did I forget that too? I put it back for the Spurs, but I'll go through that right now for Portland and for Utah. And for Dallas, did I change that? It looks like I have not done it either for Dallas. So we're going to change that for Dallas, Portland, and Utah. With that now fixed, we have one game left. It comes against the team that we're about to trade with. It's going to happen the day after. They're still below 500. Herb Jones still on the team. That's good. So we're going to sim through it. And we'll see if this game ends up being close. I doubt it. But if it is, we'll jump in. So far, it is really close. Back and forth. Going down to the wire, maybe. Aztecs in front, trying to pull away here in the fourth quarter. Pelicans trying to stick around. A minute 18 left. We lead by 5. Let's watch the rest. New Orleans has the ball here in Mexico City, trailing by 5, looking to pull off a really big win here. Herb Jones on the court as the bucket will go. And Jarris Walker's call for the foul. That is so costly. And Daniels caps off that three-point play. Herb Jones on the court. Or at least he was on the court for the Pelicans. Now I believe he's been subbed out. Cobb with the ball, trying to work on it. Ingram here. Picks up his dribble. Shot clock under 5. Cobb has to force it. And it's no good. And Murphy able to pull it down. A 2 can tie it up. A 3 can put the Pelicans in front. Needs some defense here. And it's stolen away by Dennis, who cuts off the pass. We've got numbers. Dennis back out to Cobb. Moore gets the feed inside and jams all over Ingram. No shot clock left. Crowd on their feet. Pelicans trailing by 4. Booker fires a triple. That one bounces out. And Dennis pulls it down as free throws on the way to put this game likely out of reach. The front end is off and, or not off. It's up and in, excuse me. And Dennis goes 2 for 2, ice in his veins. Pelicans looking for a lifeline. That 3 is good from Ingram. He'll still have to foul. And with Cobb's half-court heave earlier going in, he's got to hit both to really guarantee the victory. And we've got MVP chance for JC8, the Cobweb. The free throw, up and good. And this one will surely put it away. It's online. 9.7 seconds left. Pelicans is trying to make the final score look a little bit closer. That 3 is off from Ingram, and the game is over. The Aztecs hang on to win 128-123. And now we're about to acquire one of these Pelicans. Hopefully. 36, 8, and 6 for Cobb in the win. 21 for Cam Christie. 24 for Ingram here in the loss for New Orleans. And now after 2 wins, back-to-back, getting us to 30-10 on the year. We have 2 games against the Bulls coming up. They are about where we are, 31-13, which is good enough for second place behind the Hawks over in the East. They're 3 games back. We are 1 game back right now from the Rockets, who are still holding on to the 1 seed. They've played 2 more games, and we haven't won both of those. So we have a pretty big stretch coming up. A lot of road games against teams that we have faced a couple times already this year, including one against the Rockets again. So we have some big games, and I think to get ready for it, it's time to make that move to really, I think, get the final piece to this championship puzzle. And they are listing 5 options for us. They would like Cam Christie plus Uwawa, and we would also get Iguodaro in the swap. Wouldn't be a bad option there, I don't think, but I want Christie for us to come off the bench. I want him to be a part of this team. I would love to part with, hopefully, just Corey Kispert. They would like Dylan Young, but that'd also be Dylan Young and Christie. I'm not really too high on that. We're going to have to negotiate ourselves here, I think. They would like Mark Williams, though. That's interesting. So with this deal, there is a bit of a problem in terms of the salaries. Essentially, Herb Jones is making a good amount of money, and it's more than 3 times what Kispert's currently making. So a 1-for-1 swap or that kind of range of a deal is not really possible because of the difference in salary. But if we include Kispert, Marcus Sasser, and Andre Walsh for Herb Jones and Iguodaro, that is a valid trade. So I'm curious what the Pelicans would think about a move like this. Stars-wise, this would be maybe a slight overpay, but I think it's really worth doing because Kispert, Sasser don't really have major roles on the team. We can afford to lose them and gain a guy like Herb Jones. So if we offer this, the Pelicans agree. Okay, the trade's been made. We ship off Kispert, Sasser, and Walsh, and we acquire Herb Jones and Oso Iguodaro. And now we have that final puzzle piece that I think will catapult us to a really competitive team, which we already are, but even more so. Iguodaro, by the way, has not played this year, but he is a 77 overall, very serviceable. He will definitely get some playing time, I think, at power forward in place of Yabusele, who hasn't really played that well in the time that he's getting. So we'll bring in Jones and Iguodaro to our lineup. So we pretty much lose 2 players that got playing time. We gain 2, one of whom is going to be a starter. So I think this actually was a trade we're doing for us. The Pelicans get a young point guard in Sasser. They get still a fairly young player in Kispert, who's pretty much at his peak. So not a bad trade for a team that has underperformed in New Orleans. And this trade will allow us to trim our rotation down to 9 men now, because I do want to give Christie that same amount of playing time. So he gets 26 minutes off of the bench. And it still does give us essentially 4 shooters on the court at any one time because Jones can shoot the ball. So we'll have a mixed match, a mixed match really of sometimes having Dennis and Christie out there like it has been for the starting 5 as of late. We'll have some lineups where Jones is out there with Dennis or he's out there with Christie and all of that good fun stuff. So we'll see what ends up working best here, but we acquire Herb Jones. He's now in the starting 5. We have 3 players off our bench getting over 20 minutes, which I think is ideal, especially come playoff time. And now we're going to see the debut of Herb Jones with the Aztecs in our very next game at home against the number 2 Eastern team, the Chicago Bulls. And if you're curious, Herb Jones does, of course, fit our scheme. We're still a 4.5-star efficiency or proficiency here in this coaching system. So pretty much no change. But here we go, back in Mexico City once again for a matchup of Titans, a cross-conference matchup. Both teams right now ranked number 2 in their respective conference standings. Last 5 games for Dylan Young, he's been shooting the ball very well at 64%. And he shot well all year too, so he's been really good, having a great year. Probably his best in his career to this point. And tip-off is officially underway as Gene Teague will give the Bulls the ball first. Should be a fun matchup here. We've not really seen a game against the Bulls maybe ever, maybe only once before this in the first 5 full seasons. So a big test right here as Fox gets stripped, gets it back, finds Ryan, who opens things up on the scoreboard. Not how you usually draw things up. That's all right. That was a good defensive play that was just kind of unlucky for us, I think. But now it's Herb Jones making his debut with the Aztecs as he finds Kylan Moore down low, whose shot ends up not going in. Fox to Giddey. He drives and scores. And that's going to be Jones's main matchup here in this game, was against Josh Giddey. So we'll keep an eye out on that on off-ball and on-ball defense for most of the game. Morse calling for it down low against Teague again. Fades, and this time he's online. Off-ball screen setting up. Ryan thought twice about it. Now an off-ball screen setting for Darren Fox, but he can't take advantage. Cobb looks to drive and pull up over Giddey. It's just in and out. We'll see who ends up being the primary matchup for Cobb in this game. I think it should be Buzelis guarding him, but that time it was Giddey. As Fox throws it up and out, Jarris Walker pulls down the miss. Dennis throws it up, and it goes beyond the fingertips of Cobb. Ryan floats it, knocked away and stolen. Dennis with that deflection, and Moore picks up the steal. Jones with it, waiting for an open man. It's going to be Cobb firing off the triple. It's put back in by Kylan Moore. Way to go up and track that down mid-flight. Fox, baseline, left it short, but is fouled by a Walker. The first foul of the contest. First shot's up and good for Fox. And T goes 2 for 2. Then it swips it to Kylan Moore again for the jam. All over Teague that time. I want to see Kylan Moore become that big-time star in the low post as he gets called for the block, and they're going to count the continuation. Ref, that is a charge all day. Are you blind? Jesus. Awful call. His feet were set. 4-point Chicago lead. But as I was saying, I want to see Kylan Moore be that real classic dominant down low big. We have never really had a player, at least offensively, be like a great player. So I do want to have that happen, as the first shot for Herb Jones in an Aztecs uniform is up and good from 3. That's what I'm talking about. Giddey leaves it for Fox. His triple is up and out. Good boxed out by Kylan Moore. Jones leaves it for Dennis. Bucket and foul. That's going to go against Josh Giddey. Now we got Dennis at the line to put us in front by 2. Cutting inside, it's Fox with the finish. Good play. Dump down low to Kylan Moore against Teague. He's fouled on the shots. Several fouls in quick succession here the last minute or 2 of the game. Moore has averaged over 20 points per game and 9 rebounds a game this year, having a breakout season. He has only shot 43% from the field, though he has not played his best as of late. Hoping for a big game here in this contest, this game. Ryan fires, misses. Lobbing it up for Dennis, and it might have been just an off-time pass there as we give it right back to Chicago. Lobbing it up, and Buzelis throws it down. Really good play drawn up there. We are tied at 14 points apiece. Very back-and-forth start to this one. Herb Jones shakes off Giddey, but can't throw it up and in. Bit of a tough shot that time. Screen set for Fox. He fires the mid-range jumper, and it's online. Little pick and roll here, and Moore gets down low. Cobb picks up the assist. Bulls want to talk things over. Last month of the year, our passing game was dropped a little bit. We were second place or third place earlier in the year. We have dropped down to 5th. We're still top 5, but the Kings and Rockets have kept things up. They're still both top 2. That's where they were last time we saw that stat. Driving, Fox off the window and good. Walker tried to go for the charge, but there was no call. Cam Christie, Dylan Young both check in. Christie making his first appearance off the bench for us all season long. Played the first 40 games as the starter. Dennis left open, but can't take advantage. Uzelis pulls down the miss. Mark Williams also now in the game for Mexico City. Teague comes up, sets the pick. Giddey downhill, turns it over right off the butt cheek of Kylan Moore. Dylan Young drives and misses the lay-in. That was a good take, just couldn't finish. Screen set by Teague. Fox fires the triple, and it's up and in. Cutting inside, and this time Young will throw it down. Fox fires baseline. That shot's not going to go. Trying to pick things up here offensively are the Bulls. As Moore gets to work down low, he's off to a really good start. He's already got 12 of our 20 points. Good screen set off ball by Giddey. Frees up Fox for the triple, but it's offline. Now a chance for the Aztecs to jump in front. Moore, tough finish. Gets his own miss back and keeps it alive with the Aztecs. Now he rolls. And this time will score. What a start for number 23. Fox fires, contested, and no good. A lot of the Bulls' early shots have come from him. Now he's open in the corner, and Dennis connects. Assisted by Kylan Moore. Offense has come to life out of nowhere. Another stat to throw at you down low. You see for the free throws, we are the best free throw shooting team in the NBA. We are also third place in three-point percentage and third place or second place in field goal percentage. The Rockets lead both of those categories, but we lead the free throw category, so we have one of the most high-powered offensive teams and rosters in the league, and that is how you win basketball games. But so is defense, and that was why that move for Herb Jones was made before this game. And we're going to see it pay off, hopefully, in this one. Screen comes over from Kylan Moore. Dennis tries a three again, and cans it. It's dumped down low to Teague. He throws up a shot. Quick one, it's good. Screen set by Williams. Dennis keeps on firing. That time it's no good. One-on-one, and Fox is able to draw the foul against Dennis, his fourth against the Aztecs here in the opening quarter. Fox already has 16 points. David Dennis having his hands completely full right now. And that's been a talking point for the last couple of episodes, going back to last season. Herb Jones back on the courts. Cobb out there as well. Can we get him involved offensively? The three, no good, but Williams tracks it down and keeps it alive. Here's Jones pulling the trigger. It's online. His second of the first quarter. Couple screens set for Fox. He pulls up and knocks it down. Chicago not going away. De'Aaron Fox has already got like 20 points or close to it. Christie out to Cobb. He's got some space. That one's off. Kobe White pulls it down. Up to Noah Clowney to the corner. It's Walter. He can't cash in from deep. Now it's left for Walker on the alley-oop from Mark Williams. That's a great fast break play. Fox fires again. That one's off. We'll have the final shot here in the first quarter. Offense playing very well. Cobb pumps, fires, no good at the buzzer. It's 33-29, Aztecs in front. And our best player has really not done a whole lot, but Kylan Moore is off to a fantastic start. On to the second quarter. Aztecs have the ball leading by 4. The three is offline from Cam Christie. Miss pulled in by Jacoby Walter. Uzelis to Dieng for the jam. Young, good pump fake. Hop stepping through traffic. Tough finish. Kobe White Pulls up in the mid-range, but can't knock it down. This goes to Kylan Moore that time. He and Williams both out there right now, so Moore playing the power forward position. He finds Christie on the cuts and gets the assist. We're actually third place in assists per game. That one thing, I guess, was only the last 30 days. We're still top 3 in that category all year long, as that triple is online from Noah Clowney, which cuts our lead in half. Moore getting physical down low, draws a double, still throws it up, and Buzelis was ready for it, but Young gets it right back as we thwart the fast break attempt, and Williams will have a couple of free throws on the way. Yang called for the shooting foul. Mark Williams knocks down the first shot and hits both. Walter, guarded by Jones, lost his dribble, still goes up and scores. And another nice defensive play by Buzelis. He picks Young's pockets. Clowney comes over, sets the screen. White finds him rolling inside. 1 point game. David Dennis and John Cobb back on the court as Buzelis with another denial. Having a great defensive second quarter here. Now the Bulls have a chance to take the lead if they hit a shot. Kobe White fires. It's open, but he missed it. Now a mismatch inside. Moore draws the double. Got him in the air. Still tries to fire, and that's to draw the foul, I guess. Want to see him pass out of that a little bit more often here. We are, of course, third place in points per game, only behind the Rockets and Jazz. Big shocker there. First free throw, no good for Moore. Missed one earlier in that game that we jumped in to watch. But he has shot like 88% or so at the line this year, so that's a rare miss. It's left for Ryan. He chose not to fire. Instead, hands it off to Buzelis. He drives and throws it down. What a take. He's got some size to him, and with Cobb on him, might be a little easier than normal. Dennis finds Moore on the pick and roll. Dump down low, and it's cut off by Williams. Forces that turnover. Dennis trying to push the tempo. It nails the step back. What a shot. Giddey behind the back and hits the reverse. What a drive right there. He's only took 2 or 3 shots all game, and so far he's done a pretty good job being efficient. Williams getting physical over Clowney. A nice play. Cutting inside. Buzelis nearly got the buckets. He draws the first foul against John Cobb here. Buzelis wearing the 2K generics. Why does the game have some of these top rookies coming in just wearing nothing but default sneakers? As he just missed both free throws? I'll take it. Dennis tries another step back. That time it's not going to go. Fox slobs it up, and Buzelis is way late trying to grab that. Christie instead picks up the steal. He finds Kylan Moore at the rim, and he missed it. How? We give it right back, or get it right back, excuse me. Dennis, fast break points. There we go. Half the quarter left to play. Under 10 on the shot clock here as Fox slips inside for the deuce. I have not really seen any life out of Dennis on defense besides the very first play where his attempted steal led to a 3. So, not really sure what to make of that. I know some folks want me to change the shot tendency for Cobb and Dennis. That actually does change a little bit. I mean, tendencies do change slightly throughout the careers and especially the progression of players. So it has been tweaked a little bit, but not by me. And I really don't want to change it myself because it gives us kind of an unfair advantage versus other teams that have similar young players. So I'm not going to make that change. I'm just hoping that they earn some badges over the next couple years that can help them play defense. Talking about Cobb and Dennis here, because neither guy really has great on-ball defensive badges. Dennis has a couple off-ball ones, but there aren't really high-level ones. Dennis drives it and just absorbs the contact from Ryan. He's got 15 points on 6 for 10 shooting. Off-ball screen setting up. It's a giddy 3, and it's offline. Now a size disparity down low. A more double does not matter. Fox finds Giddy on the cut. Tough layup, but it'll go over Mark Williams. Christie, baseline off the handoff, has it blocked. Cobb tracks it down, but the shot clock does not reset, and he eventually draws the foul. It's been a quiet first half for Cobb. Offense is not really taken a shot because of it. By a shot, I mean taking any really real damage. We've still had a good offense because Moore's kind of taken over offensively. Cobb, though, hits both. Want to see him get some more good looks before the first half is over. Screen set. Fox into a jump shot. It's not going to go. Good pass. Young readjusting midair, left it short. That pass was made by Oso Ighodaro, so he's making his first appearance for us as well right now. He'll wear 24. I'll play power forward for us as Giddy finishes through the contact from Cobb. High ball screen. Christie downhill, draws the foul. That's going to go against Fox. A lot of first half fouls against several of these Bulls defenders. First shot is up and in. So glad that we were able to keep Christie and also get Herb Jones in that deal. That was my intent, and we actually did accomplish that. So I feel good about the trade, even despite us right now in the midst of the first game since the move. Giddy finds Fox cutting inside. Christie might have got a hand on that, but Fox can put it back in. Good pass by Ighodaro to find Christie on the roll. We've got 60 points. There's still 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Fox, by the way, coming off Eastern Conference Player of the Week coming into this game. He finds Buzelis for the wide open triple, which is online. Williams gets behind Teague and is able to draw the foul. Chicago just can't keep their hands to themselves. First free throw is good. Mark Williams hits both again. Driving. Fox trying to yam on Williams. I forgot to mention that John Cobb coming in is also the Western Conference Player of the Week. So Fox and Cobb, the two respective top conference performers over the last week or so, matching up here in this game. But as I've been already talking about, Cobb's been quiet. Fox has been the exact opposite. He knocks down both free throws here. And that's going to be a turnover. How was that off of us? It's off Christie, I guess. Not off of them. Shot clock under 5, and Teague just fires a mid-range shot, which is absolutely money. Young with it. Finds Christie. Walker comes up and sets the screen. Gets it back. Has to shoots. It's good. What a shot. And that's going to be a charge finally. We actually got the call this time. Jarris Walker draws it. That's going to be Chicago's 8th turnover already in the first half. Last play of the first half here. Aztecs lead by 7. Cobb looking to add to it. It's on the money. Make it 9. 66-57. Aztecs on top here, looking good. Third quarter begins here in the Sports Palace in Mexico City, and both teams have shot incredibly well so far. They've actually shot 59%. We've shot 56%, not including that bucket right there from Jarris Walker. We lead by 9 points. Colin Moore had a first half double-double with 19 points and 11 rebounds. He's played great. Aaron Fox is like 26 points after one half of play, so hoping for better defense in the second half, at least by us. We'll see if Cobb can get more involved and if the offense can keep up their really hot start. Walker draws the foul against Teague. He wanted that one bad. Just going right into the contact. And now free throws for Walker. And I think we've talked a lot about, is Walker being overpaid? Is he a useful part of the team? I think he's proved his worth. I think he's really solid, not great defender. He's got some abilities like blocking and things like that. You know, he's a great athlete. And I think he just does a lot of everything. Is not great at, you know, any one thing, but I think he can do a lot of different things at a pretty solid level. So despite him making a lot of money, I think he's worth keeping around, at least for the rest of this year, at the very least. Downhill. Ryan, through contact, can't finish. An example right there of some good low post defense by Walker. And now he skies for the lob, but it's a bit behind him from Cobb. It goes the other way. And we get it right back. Herb Jones with the steal, showing off his defensive prowess. And Kylan Moore with the fast break lay-in. We're trying to pull away early on here in the second half. Fox downhill, pulling up. The three is no good. Moore's calling for it down low. Double team comes. He still fires. Tracks it down for the putback. Man, he is showing a high motor right now. 23 points, 18 inside the paint. Giddey drives. Jones picks him up and is going to pick up a foul as well. That's the first on him. I did like that steal he had, though, a couple plays ago. That was nifty. Josh Giddey, 86% at the line. Knocks down both. One-on-one. Cobb drives and picks up the foul on Buzelis. A lot of physicality here in this matchup, but I like it. Last 10 games, we have been the second best three-point shooting team at about 39%, only behind the Nets. Cobb knocks down the free throws. Fox over Dennis, fouls. These refs have a very common whistle. I don't know how to phrase that, but they're calling a lot of fouls. Already 4 in the quarter in less than 3 minutes of game time. Moore wants to go to work. He fades. Knocks it down. Oh my God. He's on a heater. That's a tough shot. It's blocked by Moore. T gets it back and he's blocked from behind. And Moore picks up the rebound. Making plays on both ends now. Love what I'm seeing from the big man. And now Cobb, I thought was going to feed him. Dennis instead comes off the screen. It's an open look. Moore's there for the putback again. Fox drives. Circus shots. Look at the acrobatics on that. Uh-oh, that's a bad pass by Jones. De'Aaron Fox read that all the way. And he gets blocked. That's usually a foul call. Not this time. Good play by Dennis. The three for Jones. He has yet to miss one of those. What a third quarter it's been so far. We are actually pulling away, to my surprise. This right here is how you got to play against a good team like Chicago, a top 4, top 5, top 6 team in the league. You got to play like this. Off-ball screen, setting up for Cobb. He's wide open and got it to drop, and that is his first three-pointer of the contest. And it will give us a 20-point lead here. Still over half the quarter left to play. Chicago needs to make some plays here. They get one right there from Fox, who picks up the third foul on Dennis. Kylan Moore averages just below 2 blocks a game, over 9 rebounds a game. Having a strong performance here in this game. Pretty dominant on both ends. In the corner, Jones dumps it down low. Letting number 23 go to work. Reverse won't go this time. Fox pulls up from the free throw line and knocks it down. Blocked by Buzelis. He's been great on defense. Second chance three won't go for Jarris Walker. And now it's Tyler Ryan at the rim. It's back to 15. Christie back in the game at point guard now as he relieves Dennis. He finds Williams rolling inside. Could have taken that layup attempt or found the rolling man, and he found the rolling man, and that was just a good play. Fox a few feet behind the line. Can't get it to drop in. Iguodaro hands it off. Williams with the jam. Here's Fox again, same spot as last time, same results. Walter guarding Cobb. Shot clock under 5. Cobb wants to do it himself. Stepping back from the baseline, shot's not gonna go. Teague leaves it on the outside for Matas Buzelis. Jones rolls off the screen, fires the triple, it's offline. Nearly went. Now 3 for 4 from downtown here in this one. Good look, a foot inside the arc, but the shot's no good from Josh Giddey. Iguodaro brings it up, finds Jones rolling inside as the two former and now current teammates link up again for the deuce. I really liked Iguodaro's passing so far. He's quietly played a really smart game. Here's Fox over Christie off the backboard and rolling off the iron. Cobb up ahead to Iguodaro for the jam. Love that fast break offense right within our coaching system, the 7 seconds offense. You gotta love it. Screen set, Fox fires from the mid-range. That time it's good. He's got 35, but nobody else has really been all too good on offense for Chicago, and they are running out of time to fight their way back in the game. But we keep on pouring the points on. Cam Christie pulls the trigger and knocks it down. And we almost stole it. Teague wants to go after Williams, and he'll have a couple of free throws. Might sim the fourth quarter if Chicago cannot make a run here to close the third. We'll see what happens, though, as Teague knocks down both. Shot clock approaching 0. Gotta find something here. Christie just ignores the screen from Williams for some reason. Ends up being a pretty bad shot attempt. Here's Buzelis catching and shooting. Won't go this time around. Up ahead, Kylan Moore tries a fast break trifecta, but he is yet to really find his rhythm from downtown in his career. That pull-up's not going to go for Fox. Cobb steps back over White, no good, but Williams is right there on the glass. And right now, Chicago just has no answer for either of our bigs. We've seen Williams and Moore both have multiple putbacks in this game. Gene Teague having a tough time there in the paints. Fox spins away from Christie and throws it in. Williams comes up, sets the screen. Moore blocked by Teague, out of bounds. It'll stay with us. Shot clock approaching 0 once again. Kylan Moore contested over Noah Clowney, who's a really good defender. I mean, they don't have an answer for the guy. Number 23 is having a monster dominant performance here. And they give right back to us. Turnover by Buzelis. And this will be our final shot of the game that we're going to watch at least. It's a block for Kobe White. 1.9 seconds left here in the third quarter. Chicago trailing by 20 points. This game is essentially over. If they somehow come back, they'll jump back in. But we lead by 20. I think we're going to be all right. Kylan Moore takes over and the Aztecs win as a result. Here at home, 120-106. A really solid second half and a great effort by number 23. And a really impressive win, I think, over a top Eastern Conference opponent. "36 points and 19 rebounds for Kylan Moore in the winning effort. 15 for Dennis, 15 for Christie. Cobb only shoots 3 for 15 in the game. So rough day, but still put up 120, still got the win. Nobody else shot the ball anywhere near as poorly as he did. So way to make up for it from Kylan Moore, despite 40 and 10. From Fox, we get the win. Played a much better defensive second half. And how about Herb Jones, by the way? 11 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and 4 for 7 from the field, 3 for 4 from downtown. And again, as I was talking about, Iguodaro, 4 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound. That's really good numbers for only 10 minutes. I really liked his play as well as Jones's in this game. We shoot 52%. Neither team taking too many threes here in this game. But we get the win. We've won 3 in a row. Now we have a 6-game road stretch coming up. And the next month, we are pretty much going to be on the road exclusively until we get to the other side of the All-Star break, where we still have a couple of road games there too. So lots of away games coming up. So far, we've been 14-5 away from home and 17-5 at home. So not really a big difference there. We are only a game back from the Rockets, but they've played 2 games more than we have. So we have a couple games in hand on them. So we're going to end it right here as we look at a couple of closing things, such as the award races. Right now, MVP leader is Ja Morant, who is putting up 32 points per game. That's got to lead the NBA. Also is putting up good rebounding and assist numbers and over a steal and a block per game. Just having a really great overall year. Luka Doncic in second place, then Wemby, then Frank Bauer, then Deion York. 3 of these players are first overall selections. Rookie of the year, Elijah Banks over Walgren right now, but I think either guy could win it. We'll see if Walgren can get those assists and steals or blocks up a little bit to help him out. 6th man of the year, Deion Houston. I mean, that makes way too much sense. Wemby leads DPOY voting. Lawrence Murphy in front for most improved player. And Wemby in front for Kia Clutch player of the year. What about the All-Star voting? I better see John Cobb in here somewhere, or else I'm going to have some real questions about how this is unfolding here. Western Conference backcourts. Cobb is going to be in the front court, so he's not going to be on this list. But Andrew Lee is top 8. Hebu Miller, Scoot Henderson, Morant, Luka, Shea, all up there. And the front court, I see Cobb at 7. That should be high enough to get in right now. And has a pretty sizable lead, which he is not going to get caught up by on Cam Whitmore. So Cobb should make it, I think, if this keeps up. He might even surpass Holmgren for more votes. But Cobb should be an all-star, but he's not going to be a starter despite his best numbers in his career so far. Over in the East, just your usual suspects, except for Dusty Beasley, who's up there. That's the first drafted player that we've seen on this list, I think, besides Jay Stevens. And then in the backcourt, or the front court rather, over in the East, not a single drafted player in the series. And we, I think, are still in first place here in the West group with a 12-2 record in the NBA Cup. So we could be primed, and I think are primed to make the NBA Cup game. Because we have no more NBA Cup matchups left, at least I can see. Actually, no, we have one more against the Thunder. First game after the All-Star break. So after that game, we'll see who ends up being our opponent in the champion or the NBA Cup title game or whatever it's called. we're going to be in that. We're looking really good here. And I'm hoping that we can be even better with Herb Jones now in this lineup. He played great in his first game, I thought. Here are some stats to close things out. 5 players in double figures on average this season, but Young is close behind. Kylan Moore hopefully pulling up his shooting numbers. And we'll see what happens. But I think we now have the last puzzle piece in place. I think we have the bench unit to really help us succeed here against the really top teams. And I think adding a defensive player like Jones will help us play better and play better defense against teams like the Rockets and the Jazz, who have been almost unstoppable offenses for us in the first couple years of the series. So one thing's right here as we approach the All-Star break. We'll probably get through it next time and see what unfolds between now and then. But thanks, guys, for watching. Please like the video, subscribe down below, leave your thoughts in the comment section on the trade, on the buzzer beater from Koff to get us the win. That was awesome. Feels like a long time ago now, even though I've only been recording for about 2 hours. But that'll do it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. Take care and have a great day.